Like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos from PHN Learn. For more videos, download our app from the Play Store. Hello guys, welcome to PHN Technology Private Limited. Today we are going to learn about switch case statements. These switch cases are a type of conditional statements. But the necessity of these switch cases are when you want to control your flow of your loop, right? In if else statement, in conditional statements, those conditional statements we have learned about loops, that how it works, right? If statement is true, then it will go to else, right? And so on. We have learned many of those. But in switch case, what happens is, if the you want to control the loop, here you can control the loop actually, right? So let's take an example and see it, right? So here I have a basic structure of my code, right? Now let's say I have taken int num is equal to 2 semicolon, okay. Then switch, let's write here num plus 1, okay. Then here let's write case 1 colon printf case 1 is executed, right? Then semicolon. Let's copy this and paste it. Let's change the printf statements 5 and then here change the constants. Okay, save it. Now see here, this is the proper syntax how you can write your switch cases, okay. Now let's see here. Firstly, I have initialized an variable and I have assigned a value to it. This is the regular part, we always do it before starting a code, right? Now here what I have done, I have given switch expression. Now what does this expression means, we will see later on here. Firstly, concentrate on those cases, right? There I have written case 1, then printf statement, case 2, then printf statement till case 5, right? So here in switch cases, the name itself says that switch case, okay. Here we use the cases here to control our flow. And what controls our flow? That the expression which I have given in switch statement, that is num plus 1, that is my expression which controls the flow of my loop. How? Let's see here. Firstly, I have written case 1. 1 is my constant. Every time remember, whenever you are giving a constant over here, it should be unique, right? That is, if you have firstly you have written case 1, then you can't repeat that case 1 in the whole loop inside the switch case, right? If it is written, it is, if once it is declared, then it is declared. You can't repeat that. It should be unique out there. We have studied that constants are unique. Similarly, here also I am using a constant over here. So that should be unique and that shouldn't be repeated. Okay. Now, secondly, in switch case, you can see those expression. Now, let's come to that expression. What is that exactly? Now, here how can you control the flow is, initially we have declared that int num is equal to 2, right? Again in switch expression, I have written num plus 1. What it means, that 2 plus 1, that is 3. So that expression answer is 3. But what is now that 3? In cases, you can see a 3 constant case 3, right? So what that expression means is, if that expression value is 3, then directly go in the loop, find that 3 constant and directly execute it. And this is how you can control the flow of your loop. And that's why we use switch case, right? Again, what is happening here is, in switch case, I have given an expression. The answer of that expression is coming as 3. So now when it will go inside the loop, it will search for a constant that is 3. The moment it will get it, it will execute the statement which is written in that case 3 directly. Okay, let's run this code and see what is my output. Let's wait here. See, here. Now what is happening? You are getting 3, but with that 3, you are also getting 4 and 5. Why is it so? I have not specified over there 4 and 5. Then why I am getting 4 and 5? Because in switch statement, there is a condition, there is a parameter that is break. In switch statement, if you don't want this loophole, then you have to use a keyword that is break. Okay. Now initially what is happening in this code is, the moment it is finding 3, it is executing. That code is my proper. But what loophole is happening is, with that 3, it is also executing the 4th and 5th case. Right? Which is not proper, definitely not, because if the expression answer is 3, I only want 3, I don't want 4 and 5, and that's how you can control the loop, right? So here what you have to do is, here you have to add a break keyword, right? So let's add a break keyword here. Let's say break, okay? Let's save it, and now let's see the output. Run this. See. Now it is executing properly, and this is how you can completely control the loop of your switch case statements. Right? Now what happened is, the moment I added the break keyword, it broke the loop and it terminated it. That is, the moment it found the 3 constant, it executed it first. But later on in the code I have written break. So after that it went break, it saw the break, it read the break and it terminated from the loop. It didn't went on to execute 4th and 5th case. Right? So now let's change it. Let's say for example I have written I have 5 cases, right? Let's say 5 over here. Now what will happen? Now the answer is num plus 5, that is 7, right? But here I don't have any 7th case, right? I only have 5th till 5th, right? So let's see. What happened is, my code executed but nothing got printed, right? Why? Because there wasn't any 7th case. There wasn't any 7th constant in my code, and that's why it didn't print anything. Because what is the rule of switch case? It will first read the expression, it will go to the loop and find the answer of that expression, that is 7. Here there was no 7th constant, right? So it didn't executed anything, but it didn't give any error too. Remember this, if it is not executing, but it will not give me any error also, right? Now let's say you want to, even if there is no constant over there, in this case I didn't have any constant, so it wasn't executed anything, but still if you didn't have the constant, if the constant is not matched with anyone, still I want an answer. Still I want an output to show on to the console. How can I do that? Now see, here there comes the default keyword in picture. Here you have to write default, just as we have executed the break keyword, right, to break the loop, right. Similarly, if anything isn't matching but still you want by hook and crook, you want to you want that your code should get executed, then you have to write a default. That is, even if nothing gets matched, but still the default statement will definitely be executed. Let's check this out. Below the case 5, I will write default. Okay, default, then say printf the default statement is executed. Okay, then semicolon. Save the code and let's see the output. See, the default statement is executed because I have written the kind. I haven't changed the expression, right? The expression value is still coming 7 only, but there is no 7. So now it by default it is coming, the default statement is printed. So this is the work of the default statement. Now this default statement is up to you. If you want to add this default statement or not is up to you. But the break keyword is necessary in switch case. Why? Because the only reason why we use switch case is to control the flow of the loop, right? And without break keyword we have seen that we are not able to do that, right? So therefore break keyword is necessary, but default keyword is your choice. Okay. Now here you can see we have seen the program. Now let's see a menu driven program. What is menu driven? In projects, you know, there you have to enter a choice. There is a list over there, that is for let's take an example in hotel. In hotel you see the menu card, right? There you choose your favorite dishes and just order that, right? Similarly, in this program also we will display a menu over there, right? From there you have to choose a number which you want to select and which operation you want to perform there, and then the operation will perform through the switch case. How we can do this? Let's see here. So here, this is my basic structure of C program. Now let's write num a b. Now why I have taken 3 variables? Because num is for my choice, right? A and b are for my operations, right? Now let's see. Firstly write printf, then enter the number 1, okay, slash n, let's take tab, right, and here a, okay. Similarly scanf for person D and pass A, okay. Then copy this, paste it, enter number 2, here pass B because B is my second number, right, and in scanf also pass B. This was my user defined inputs, right? I am taking the inputs from the user. Now let's write the menu over here which we will be displaying, and from that we will be choosing a menu, a number, right? So printf, let's say number 1 addition. Okay, semicolon, just copy this, paste, paste and paste. Okay, now addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, and then division. Okay, this was my menu. Now let's we have what we have to do. We have to take a input from the user, that is what is your choice, right? So here again we will write printf, enter in double quotes, enter your choice. Then tab, here we will pass num, right? And we will scanf the num. Num is my integer, %d, then ampersand num. Okay, semicolon. So this was my proper code. Now let's move on to switch, right? Switch inside that num, because num is my choice, right? Num, curly braces, then case 1, case 1, colon, right? This is the syntax of switch case, right? Case 1, then colon, then your statement, and then break. Printf addition of the numbers is %d. Okay, here let's write a plus b. Let's copy this. Firstly write here break, right? We have studied that why break is necessary, right? Break, then paste, then again break. Likewise we have 4 cases, right? So this is case 2, case 3, case 4. Okay, then subtraction, and then similarly multiplication, then division. Okay, let's change the sign over here also, minus, then this multiplication, and here division. Save. Okay, now you can add a default statement also here, but I don't want to add it right now, so let it be. Okay, now let's run this code. Now see properly. Firstly, it is asking me for number 1, right? So let's say 34. Then number 2, let's again 34. Now let's choose your choice. So this is my menu. I haven't changed the number over here, right? This is 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay, let's consider it that way. Now enter your choice. So let's say 1 only. That 1 is my addition, right? So see, addition of the two numbers is 68, which is true, right? So let's first change the number so there won't be any confusion over here. 3 and then 4. Okay, here let's write new line. Save this code, clear the output screen, then again let's run this freshly. Let's see. Here number 1, let's say 20, then 100. Number 2. Now I will choose 3. So here third is my multiplication. So see, 2000 is my answer. So this is how your menu driven program works, through switch case. Okay. Now if you want, you can use a default statement, but if you don't, then you don't have to. Okay. So now these switch cases, the speciality of switch case statement is it works with integer and characters. Unlike the if else statement, those works with float, integer, character, boolean, everything, right? Every data type. But your switch case works with integer and character, right? Now this is your menu driven program. Let's try this program with a character. Okay, so let's take a new, again this is my, let's clear the screen. Now let's take a character. So char, let's say gender. Okay, then here I will write printf. Okay. Enter your gender. Here I will pass gender. Then scanf. Here %C, right? Because it is, we have taken a character over here, right? Then gender, semicolon, then switch. I will pass gender over here, right? Gender, then case 1, sorry, we are not using integer here. Here what we are going to use? We are writing a character, right? So if we are typing capital M, okay, then printf male, right? Then break. Similarly, case F, that is character, capital F. Here printf female, right? Now again break. Then if it is not printed M or F, then what will I get? I will give a default statement here. If nothing is given to you, then print not specified. Okay. So save this code and let's run this. Okay. Let's see. See, enter your gender. So I will write F. It will give me female because I have given capital F over there, right? Now again let's run this code. Okay, now I am giving small f. It is giving me not specified. So it is also case sensitive here. The if you are specifying a capital letter character, then it will only read capital. Okay, it won't read false. We know that capital F and small f are the same, but the compiler doesn't know it. So you have to specify the specified whatever you want. You have to specify that, even if it is capital or small. So this was your switch case using a character. Okay, so these were your cases, these were your conditions of switch cases. Now these switch cases are used when you are giving some menu driven programs, right? If you are writing a menu driven code, then you can use the switch case. If somewhere you want to control a flow in running code, you want there that if this is my condition, then only directly go to that condition and execute only that. If you want some conditions like this, then you can use the switch cases over there. So this was your switch case and this was your today's session. In next session, we are going to learn about loops and how they work. Okay. So thank you and goodbye.
For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.